Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Andrew, and welcome back to New City. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I am having a fantastic day. And before I get started, I want to quickly mention that this is the last episode of New City that I will be having on my channel for quite some time. The reason for this is because I have some other plans going on with the channel that will be taking effect next week. And if you guys want to go and tune in to what those plans are, then go ahead and follow me over on Twitch, where those plans are related to City Skylines and doing a design series over on Twitch and having a time-lapse version of it being published here on YouTube. And that will be taking up the time slot for New City videos. New City will not be gone permanently. At the moment, I don't have an idea of when I'll be able to bring it back, but expect there to be at least 6 months between this video and the next New City video. So if you guys are only here for New Cities, then unfortunately, that's just how it is for the videos right now. But for the moment, let's just go ahead and try to make the best of this video while we still can. Obviously, yeah, this is the finale of this city. When we come back to it, we'll start a brand new city and hopefully get things going relatively quickly, like building up the population, building up the agricultural, when we start up that series. I don't know how far away that will be, but it will be greater than 6 months. Okay? So between episodes, I did decide to go ahead and build up the city a little bit. Last episode that I did with New City, it was around like 6,000 population, so I pretty much almost doubled that. All of this area over here is the new population, so we got a little bit of it. Also, we got a grand opening of a supermarket. Ooh, okay, where is the supermarket at? Is it you? Maybe. Either way, we got a small park now. There hasn't been much progress inside this. I've mostly been prioritizing on getting the actual population up. Like right now, the demand for population is pretty high because there's no extra population demand left over. So what I will be focusing on is getting the population up. But I kind of just want to go through with what we decided to do with this city. Obviously, the last city that we worked on got corrupted. So we couldn't play on that city after that the episode before last. So unfortunately, that's just how it is. But this city we started up, we were very quick to go and get it started. And I think I started up in a form of a time lapse in the last episode. If anybody was watched it, then go and let me know down in the comment section. But I do want to go and mention that there wasn't a lot that we were able to unlock. Like, of course, we just unlocked the small parks because that's something that you can unlock relatively quickly once when you pass 10,000. And I'm just going to kind of dot these around a little bit. And let's just go ahead and place you right there. And why not right there as well. Just a couple of them dotted around, not too many. Just going to help it out a little bit. In terms of like, one thing that I would definitely sit here and say is I kind of think that the balancing factor of the game thinking that you need to have more jobs for agricultural than more jobs for actual offices, businesses, and industry. It kind of offsets the balance. This might be my City Skylines mentality talking here, but from what I have noticed, the game is very unbalanced when it comes to zoning demand. And I know that for a fact the developers have watched my videos before, but if you guys are watching right now, I'd say that the zoning demand is something to keep in mind. Yeah, agricultural is something you're going to want to focus on, but having it so that way your agricultural area is about roughly the same size of your population at around like 12,500 people. Something might be wrong with that. And only out of this entire section here, or out of this entire city that we got going on right here, only this like little area down here is industrial. Okay? We have a little bit of commercial over here in this area, right where my mouse is, and just over here in this little corner area. Other than that, this is all residential. This is all agricultural. It's very tough to say that the actual zoning difference is going to make a lot of change. So I know this is kind of a little bit of a criticism on a game that's in early alpha right now, but I'm still gonna be playing this game. It's not gonna be a game that I'm gonna be like disappearing from anytime soon. I'll still be a part of the community, letting the developers know, saying, "Hey, why not focus on this a little bit, see where it can go, and hopefully we can make it a better game." Now, I know I'm not one to go and say that I know everything there is to know about this game. There are plenty of other YouTubers that have played this game already and have already stated their opinions on it and are currently doing a lot of work with the game itself. However, I'm not one of those YouTubers. I really haven't done a lot of videos with New City. Maybe I've done like once a week to once every 2 weeks for videos in terms of New City related. But I still want to bring this up. Whenever I play New Cities, the only thing that comes to mind is how am I going to be able to deal with the zoning demand? Because the zoning demand is very off kilter to the point where when all you have to do is just keep building up agricultural and residential area. You don't need, for some reason, there's not a need for commercial properties, which in my mentality is very weird. Very weird, because the typical RCI demand that you see within city builders, now granted, New City is not considered a city builder. You do build up a city, but you do not consider it a city builder. I'll explain that in a little bit. But the way that a typical RCI demand works is you have your residential at a 3 times the normal. You have your commercial rated at normal, which is 1 times the normal. And then you have your industrial, which is 2 times the normal. So your RCI is a 3:1 to 2 ratio. I think in this game, it kind of just throws that RCI ratio out of the water. And you're left trying to do guesswork, going like, okay, what is it that I actually need to build? Yeah, the zoning demand is there to go in and say, hey, you need more housing or you need more agricultural. But to be honest, where's the commercial? That's one thing that I really am concerned about, because with the very little amount of industry that I have in my map and the very little amount of commercial that I have in my map, that could explain something, but I don't think that is. Now, granted, the developer might have put something in where, oh, you have to prioritize this before you can go ahead and get a lot more commercial. Whatever that is, that's not clearly identifiable. For someone, I may not be one of these people, but for someone who may be new to the game, that's not something that they're going to be able to initially think of. Like, how can I go and get commercial demand up? That's something that's going to be hard to go and interpret how to do. In terms of the industrial demand, that's very stagnant to what the agricultural demand is. If you take a look at the zoning demand right now, residential is the highest between the three, which makes sense. Agricultural is extremely higher than regular industrial. I find that extremely weird. Oh, and I didn't even realize, but the game actually has background music playing right now. I didn't even realize it until I started to listen in a little bit closely. But if you take a look at that demand, it's very, very off-putting. Now, granted, I've been building this city for a little bit. It's not as long as some other cities that I've built. But generally, the consensus is the same. Industrial demand stays low. Commercial demand stays even lower. Agricultural demand stays high. Residential demand stays high as long as agricultural demand goes low. Which most of the time, agricultural demand will go low if housing demand goes high. I think that there's just something in the programming that's off kiltering that. May just be me blabbering on, but that's my personal opinion right there. One thing that I will say that I do like about this game, I like the fact that it's meant to be a traffic simulator. I like the fact that it's meant to be a traffic simulator because you can see all the traffic that could utilize these roads. They're all being utilized because all these roads lead to jobs to any one of these workplaces. Now, granted, some areas may become busier than others, but that's just how it is sometimes. So, yeah, just looking around like that, it's interesting. It's interesting. So yeah. Aside from that, though, I think there's not much else that I can really talk about with New City. I just really wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about the game, both its pros and its cons. A lot of you, most likely who are watching right now, are wanting to see some good stuff about the game. There is a lot of good stuff about the game. Like, it's a very interesting game. It has a lot of references to the Sim 4 game as well as Sims 2000. But I feel like with a little bit more development, I think that this game could go even farther. Because right now, the game is a bit unbalanced. Because you're supposed to be having your RCI demand be equally distributed across a 3 to 1 to 2 per spectrum. But in this game, that throws it out of the water, and I don't know why. But that may be my just opinion, what I've experienced, but you could experience something completely different. Anyway, I'm going to end off the video there for you guys, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video. If you guys want to tune in for that new City Skylines live stream, you can do so on my Twitch channel, linked down in the description. It's the bit.ly link down there. And you can go and just follow on my Twitch streams, and we will be going live on Saturday. I'm changing the start time, by the way, to like 6 p.m. because I'm having to run a bit late in the afternoon. But yeah, we will be doing the designs series with City Skylines and so on and so forth. But anyway, I will check you guys in the next one. Have a good day, everyone.